And let's go. We are going big here. Oh my god, we can do it. I'm so happy, man. Double Cornucopia is insane against aggro decks. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. We are back to 17, man. And now, 4, 6, 7. We will just draw a hand. You know, just to get some new answers. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today in our cycle of rotation-proof decks, Golgari, one of the favorites for a very good reason. And I think you won't be disappointed with this one because I actually had a lot of fun already, and it seems to be pretty strong because we are going with the desert cycle, like we have deserts just to activate flesh on Colossal Rattlewurm, and I'll tell you, man, this loves eating red creatures with haste for breakfast. Like, this is such a powerful ambush that even if they use monsters Rage just to trade, you get no damage usually to the face, and they lose creatures and they need to tap out pretty heavily just to, you know, deny it. Then you follow up with Ashiok or a Sweeper and you are in a very good position. With double Cornucopia you have so much life gain, you will see how they are scared of this card. And with Up the Beanstalk you actually have so many cards that trigger this, you know, synergy. This deck is packed with value but also pretty good against the aggro just because of the life gain, Rattlewurms, and you also have this powerful play of Breach the Multiverse at some point, so if your opponent doesn't play counter spells, he is probably cooked with this card. So let's go into the games because Golgari future is looking bright and I hope you will enjoy it. We don't need desert right now, so let's go for the Surveil. Orzhov. I think this can be important. Let's take it. I might regret it, but worst case we draw card with it later, with Up the Beanstalks. And usually the Orzhov has some, you know, creatures, either life gain or something. We don't need to answer this. Even if they have geeks, we still want to draw a card probably. Like, we want to set up. Okay, this is a nice draw, but as you can see we would miss the land drop, and that's really big. We don't want to do it. Alright, that's fine. I absolutely don't mind it. Is that the pet? It is the pet. Alright, so I think Edict won't be very good here. Or it can be the best card in the whole deck. We will see. Because if they play Planeswalkers, Edict can be insanely good. Please, just don't make me lose the land drop. Okay, that's fine. Like, he's, you know, doing a lot of stuff in the board. Thank you, that's huge. This is actually really, really huge. Alright. I don't mind this damage, I think we just set up even more. So we want to draw a normal land. It's not easy, but we will get there. The moment we hit the normal land, we can deadly cover up. Right now we don't have great removal against a single creature, so if they play something super scary, it might be problematic. Fortunately, we will just play like this, I think. So if we cast this, I think it's fine. I want some life gain. Like, we're a little bit lower. Don't like they actually have a lot of pressure. Flanker, sure. See, that's the pressure. That's fine. That's fine. I want to force them into a situation when they go all in on the board because we have so much life gain. So then we deadly cover up, we'll sweep everything. So I'm kinda fine with this. And we're at 18, thanks to the play. And normally they would have 1 extra damage and we wouldn't life gain 3, so we would be at basically 14 in a way. Alright, if they go Sheoldred, which is generally their best play, we can just deadly cover up. It also means that we draw a double card. And with this we should win, see? Sorin is incredibly great. I kinda forgot it exists because we cannot play it really. We can survive. I have to allow him to draw a card this way. But if I Edict, I don't have great play, so we probably need to play a land. Ashiok. Well, this is incredibly strong card. Let's go. So, in this situation, man, look how much value we are getting. Man, this deck is awesome. Alright, so we are drawing 2 extra cards. We need to make sure we keep drawing lands. Like, this is something that a little bit bothers me. I want to make sure that lands are here. Liliana is really good. I think it has to be go for the throw because they don't have enough mana. So they won't sacrifice Sorin, I think. Yeah, they will draw a card. That means they probably play one big creature. This is scary. This is actually a really good draw. If they remove my land, this hurts me super hard. Up the Beanstalk is one thing that really pushes me ahead basically because I'm drawing 3 cards a turn every time I play a 5-drop. Man, if they go for Up the Beanstalk with this, that would be perfect. Because I don't need 2 of them, like I have enough value with the robbery. Oh my, thank you. This is the best case scenario for us. I was scared he will go for the land. Because I'm actually really low on lands. He can do it on the next turn with the second build, Up the Beanstalk, but he's losing so much tempo that I don't think it really matters. If we draw a land, we can go for Edict. Listen, I'm going with it. I think it's worth a shot. And even if we don't hit it, like, you know, thank you. Perfect. 1 mana. Theoretically, it could be the March, but do we want to go for double Yeah, I want double creatures. I don't want to give him good target. We don't need so many cottages. We have 1 for the next turn. This way we stack pressure and suddenly our opponent has to do something. See why I kept the Edict? I told you that this will be either the worst card or the best card. And for this situation it was actually the best one. Alright. We also have Virtue, we have Ashiok, we have Up the Beanstalk, we have the life gain from Cornucopia, so we actually have a lot of things going on for us. Yeah, so I assume they will play something else, otherwise they should just go for the Rite of Oblivion. It kinda does the same thing, gives them Scry. The only downside is that it's twice as expensive. So they have to make another play, right? Alright, unless that's the play. And see, with the leftovers we are already behind, already ahead. So that's a big deal. What is the target? Up the Beanstalk. This is a good idea from them. The problem is that we have robbery. They don't know about it. But they're removing a lot of stuff. We could go play Virtue, and they don't have anything. They can use this, but then they need land into 1-drop that is a fodder for sacrifice, and then they can answer it. Otherwise, we are getting the value. Right? I'm sure there was a creature this game. Yep. I mean, Spirited Companion is amazing. Like, drawing cards is just great. And with the Tapland, they cannot remove it. Listen, please, don't judge me, alright? Like, I'm a fan of extra cards. And this is my Spirited Companion. At least now. With Mirrex, we can continue creating pressure. Soon we can go for Liliana. How much mana? 5, 6, 7. Robbery will only get better. They have some discard, but it doesn't seem to be targeted. If we play Robbery, man, that's huge. Alright, let's go for the Robbery. It should be enough to win the game. Do you think they have Emperor? Let's see it. If they have Emperor, good for them. They have Emperor, good for them. So, is that changing how we play?
But I'm going to end.
I'm not sure.
Guards, to me.
I think we just played the Robbery. And because they don't have blue mana, I don't see a reason to do it now. So they got a nice trade, but they, we forced them to show their hand. And I think this is not strong enough, so we should go absolutely around it. I don't think they play sweepers in the deck, so probably we won't steal one with the Robbery. They have a lot of tokens, they can get rid of the Virtue, but it's super expensive and they don't realize that this is just a first threat. Like, we have way more. Yeah, I could play Up the Beanstalk, but then I lose 2 extra cards, basically. Sure. And don't forget, they only have 2. At some point they will be left with only cards in their hand, and they don't have much value. If I could, I would kill it. Oh, this is kinda scary. We are not guaranteed to get Rite of Oblivion. Usually don't play 4, I think, so it might be 2 or 3. If 2, that means we won't hit it. But it's not like we have answers, so sure. It is what it is. But they're still far from casting it. I guess we have Tear Asunder, so we shouldn't be as scared, to be honest. 4, 6, 7. We will just draw a hand. You know, just to get some new answers. And the life gain means that we can ignore so much damage. Well, this was extremely underwhelming draw. This was probably the weakest 7 cards I have seen in my life. Alright, so how do we go about it? We cannot even get the farmhand. I really want to switch them, honestly. I think we go with this. So we activate this, we play Liliana probably, right? We can do everything. That means we are guaranteed to clear everything. So I think this should be a good play. They don't have mana, so it makes things way easier. Now we activate this, we are left with 1 mana. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. We also hit him very hard, because we can, you know, divert only this one. And we already stole the Takenuma from them, so I don't really think it matters too much. Oh, it matters, he has the virtue. Right. Let's go for the companions. I think flanker is not as scary as the companions. Oh, it took me a while. You are probably just screaming at your computer because this kills enchantments. And do we want extra value? Not yet. We want this into farmhand. It doesn't hit anything, we decline, but it is an additional creature that will be problematic at some point. You know, it can either help support Liliana or something. If they go for a virtue, just cast Loran, right? The downside is that I believe they know about the card. Well, now I'm hesitant. You may. Alright, face down. Alright, so they don't know about it. That makes sense, because that would be a very weird play. Let's keep the deserts tapped. And we can go for... yeah, I guess we go like this. Alright, that's a good start. We live gain. Man, we are live gaining so much here. We get rid of this. I should probably use Liliana first. I didn't play it very optimally. Because he thought that he has this, so he could discard, for example, a huge creature. And because of my play, he probably didn't. And let's go wedding announcement. The faster we play it, the better. And we have enough for Mirrex, so we just keep going. We try to pressure them at every way, basically. Alright. So it starts slowly, but it will get stronger and stronger. And we are doing cards with wedding announcement. This is actually okay, because it helps you to get good top decks. And our opponent has only 2 cards. He cannot even cast Rite of Oblivion because he has no permanents. Well, with Mirrex he kinda can. So he can activate, sacrifice and kill Liliana. But this is very expensive and it doesn't help him on the board. And that's why we are attacking from every angle. We have this clutter of creatures, we have wedding announcement creating more pressure if they sweep or something. We have Liliana pressuring their hand, so they can answer some of them, but probably not all of them. Even if they have really good draws, it's just hard to answer literally everything. See? Alright, this is interesting. We definitely don't need to bridge the multiverse, so it's a bit unfortunate. We play only 1 for, you know, this reason, so we don't overdraw it, especially early game. But we still did, so... I mean, it's all dependent on the cards and what our opponent is doing. We need to get into 5 mana. We have some removal, but of course our opponent will be with red stuff. So that means we... okay, Ronin. That definitely goes fully around Go for the Throat. So I guess he will keep doing it for a very long time. I will see. With the Rattlewurm, we can defend against it. Alright, do we want to kill it? Or we let him to put the counter? They play the land, right? Right, that's it. Oh, right. Sorry, I got bamboozled. I usually see it accompanied by other creatures, so it kinda got me off guard. Okay, this is a very nice draw. This is actually a really good draw. Because it's not a desert. Desert would be way better, but we will take this one as well. Ronin, sure. If they just go for 2 damage, I think we can live with this. So I think they have pump spell and they just thought about it. Alright. We need to make some interesting plays. The Rattlewurm will be very nice. Sacrifice, put 2 oil counters. Okay. Alright. You can absolutely do this. So I guess they will just cycle it probably. It's 2 mana. Alright. Okay. Man, this is awkward. This is the turn when I... Like, it's good card. I'm happy we drew it. But if I cast it, I cannot go Rattlewurm, so I'm losing the full turn, basically. And if I play this first, we don't even need it. Listen, I think we go like this. Just because I cannot play Ashiok anyway on the next turn if I don't play the tap land. Right, I hope they will draw a big creature that will encourage them to start attacking with something that isn't an artifact. Alright, great. Enters the battlefield and put an oil counter. Sure. Alright. A little bit scary. They will probably go with this as well, right? Because it puts the counters. Like, that's kind of the point of the deck, right? So we kill one of those. This will be scary. Like, the damage slowly stacks and we really don't want to go, you know, too low here. Let's kill it. It's fine. Like, we want 1 creature, so they cannot be as flexible with, you know, weird plays. I'm considering whether I should play Ashiok or just go for the Rattlewurm. This kind of... like, they usually like playing main phase, so they pump it as much as possible. We will see, we'll see. This can deal a lot of damage. But now we have an ambush. Unfortunately, they didn't tap, which is unfortunate. But we'll try. Alright, don't forget we have ramp potentially. I think I go with the Ronin because the card is insanely annoying. And I don't have a good counterplay to it. Let's see the buff. Okay, that's what I expected. But that still means they'd only trade. They don't even deal any phase damage. Which is acceptable. Alright, Kumano. Yep, the damage definitely starts to stack. Alright. This is tapped, right? Just to make sure. Yep, so we need to go with Ashiok here, and then we will see what the next play will be. We have some blockers, so it's nice. The problem is Trample. So theoretically, if he pumps the Fuseling enough, he might kill us on this turn. This Bridge the Multiverse definitely didn't come into play too much. Alright, they want to kill creatures. Okay, I'll take it. That's a lot of mana and a lot of commitment. And they should attack Ashiok, right? So that means 0 damage to our face with 3 cards basically. Which is okay. Can I draw a land? No. Liliana is acceptable. That means we bridge the multiverse on the next turn as well, right?
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we...
It seems they have played with fire. Let's make sure. Exile. Alright. We don't need to do it main phase. I mean, we have the cottage, so we can live game in this deck. Just, you know, not now. And Liliana is still scary for them because they don't want to waste a single card. Alright, down to 9. Will hurt. Oh boy, this will hurt really hard. And they're casting this into potential removal. Alright, 5 damage, that's a lot. Let's get this. I think it is possible we discard Robbery. Alright, let's go for what? Honestly, I think Surveil, right? We don't care about the damage, so it's either Surveil or potentially this gives us better top decks. But I want to make sure that my top natural card is just a little bit better. This is a good one. I think we can take it. Listen, it will hurt. But I don't think we have time for Robbery. A land, alright. And let's go. We are going big here. Alright, so we are going from his deck. I think it just will be Inti, right? It's a little bit better and it can potentially give us decent value. And Ashiok on our side, of course. So we can create even more tokens. Alright, do your worst. We have winning board. We're at 6. He has trample, but we have 4/4 in blockers, so he actually needs to really go crazy on this turn. I'm not sure if that's good enough. It actually might be pretty weak play. Alright, so I have to kill this, and I think we go like this just to mitigate every single point of damage. This makes a huge difference because suddenly a lightning strike doesn't kill us. I'm not sure if he play. Oh man. This is insane draw. So they will go with Squee potentially. A lot of times. I definitely will play this. I will make some tokens. And we have to go for this, right? Otherwise we have to go for the Rattlewurm main phase, which is not some... Don't forget, if we cast it on his turn, it live games us. And this will also create a lot of pressure. Yeah, I think we won. Even if he plays Squee, it's just too slow. Even the Forge is not quick enough, I think. Of course he will attack, no reason not to. But he needed to think if that's a Ashiok or not. And see, even those 1 point life gains makes a huge difference. And now we can exile a card. Oh, this is nice, but I probably want to keep, you know, cottage, just for the food tokens. Virtue. I mean, this will be useful, and we won't activate double cottage, I think. All right, let's pump everything. All right, so. This is 10 damage. That means next turn is lethal, and we can go up to 8. Yeah, he won't be able to kill this. Oh, right. Listen, I kinda forgot about this little known fact. We can get rid of Squee. So we have a 4/4, and potentially we live gain up to 8. This will be really hard to kill with basically no creatures. He has only this Forge token. That on its own deals basically -2 damage. We'll block with everything, just to make sure that this goes through. Like, we're winning on the next turn. Show me. Monstrous Rage? I think that's a Monstrous Rage, but we'll see. Burn is a little bit worse, because it basically deals only 2 damage. Monstrous Rage deals way more. Even for 1 turn it's... Why not both? Why not both? Alright, let's live game. Show our opponent that it's not close. And yeah, now we go for lethal. Man, he has Forge. And we still managed to outrace it, basically. Oh, and now we can even kill it? But why would we? If we can just go a little bit crazy. Oh no, he did good game. I need to do it now. Right, let's show our opponent that we had a lot of
More
stuff,
distractions.
and let's not make it longer. So, you know, if he's nice and he's staying in the game, we need to be respectable. Alright, we're going first. I kinda like this hand. Liliana is such insane card, man. Like, she just gives you a little bit of everything. Against control, she can just pressure hand and she can threaten the ultimate. Against the aggro, like, usually get some, you know, good removal. Do we go up the Beanstalk on this turn? No, it's super important that we set up Liliana nicely. I think we'll have time, like we don't have too much value, it's not like we have 3 Ashioks and 4 deadly cover-ups. So we want to make sure, very nice, that whatever happens, it won't be double one-drop. There's no Kumana, so that's a good, you know, on our side. Codebreaker, extremely nice target for Liliana. I'm not sure how to play this. This is a little bit awkward, right? Because if I play Liliana, he plays another creature and kills her. If I go for the throat, I don't have good removal and I take another hit. We could set up the Beanstalk, draw a card. Okay, I kinda like this. Let's set. I might really regret it, but we are at 18, so even if he plays Slickshot or something, this is a nice draw, man. I didn't expect we'll get this. So let's go for Surveillant. Listen, I have to take it. It's actually okay. And that means we can ramp and life gain way more than we should normally. So it's basically a race against time right now. This is definitely some Liliana fodder. And I mean, oh my god, we can do it. I'm so happy, man. Double Cornucopia is insane against aggro decks. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. We are back to 17, man. And now, they might not have another creature. They will, but theoretically, they could whiff. Which would mean that Liliana will cost them cards. Up the Beanstalk into Robbery is extremely good play. And we're doing 2 extra cards. Here's the Codebreaker, but if they want to kill Liliana, and they really want, they cannot... Oh. Go for it, champion. You have a long way to go. Only Lightning Strike? That's insanely greedy. That's really greedy. Let's see what the card is. Yep. I think I will go with Liliana this card. Perfect. That means we know exactly what we go for. And we can cast during their turn. Man, they actually cannot outdamage our healing land. Land is still impactful. Like, I want to get them to 0 cards, whatever they are. Sure, 2 damage a turn? That's the problem for him. Normally he can just ping you every turn and he forces you to cast removal first. But here, man, I can go forever like this. It doesn't matter. And that forces a buff spell. And that means I life gain and he has literally 0 pressure. Man, I tell you, this is how we roll. Man, aggro cannot beat double Cornucopia. I hope you enjoyed those games. We'll try to make the outro pretty concise. I don't want to drag on it too much, so we'll focus on the most important stuff. To be honest, with Celestus gone, I think Cornucopia is probably my favorite replacement. Celestus had 3 functions: drawing cards, life gaining, and ramping. This card does 2 of them very, very well, and it actually is easier to life gain more with Celestus, because if you are playing a control deck, that means you probably play a lot of instants. That means you main phase something for the healing, and then on your opponent turn you cast second spells. You are gaining 2 life every turn cycle, which is not usually how Celestus goes. So this is a really, really strong card. It also synergizes very well with Robbery, Multiverse, and every 5-drop, because you go directly from 3 to 5, which can be a difference between sweeping your opponent and not sweeping your opponent and dying. With Up the Beanstalk, this deck has insane value. Don't forget you can cast Robbery for 5, so usually you don't want to waste it for 3 cards, but with Up the Beanstalk in the board, it's probably worth it, because you will get in total 4 cards for 5 mana, which is a really good deal. Up the Beanstalk is also great at hitting your lands in a way, because you still play 26 here, but you cycle in between your deck basically, so you get a little bit easier chance of hitting those, especially that we play Surveil Pylons and Surveil, you know, Golgari lands. We actually have pretty consistent early game with this one. Rattlewurm is absolutely amazing card, and this is the only reason we went into deserts that kinda gimp our build a little bit. So for example, I didn't go super hard on the Mirrex because I don't want too much colorless mana, and yeah, I mean, it's worth it. The Rattlewurm is amazing. The ambush it gives you is something nobody really plays around, at least now. Maybe if this becomes popular, it will be, you know, a bit weaker because everyone is expecting it like an Emperor, but you can think about it as an Emperor in a way. You block with it, you get a free card, and then you have a, you know, another card that they need to answer. Of course, it can be answered with removal, so you need to be smart when you play it, but even then you get an additional land, which helps you get Aether Robber or Multiverse. So the deck seems very concise. It looks weird in a way because you don't have like too much powerful win cons, but in reality you have insane amount of powerful win cons. 4 robbers, Mirrex, Ashiok, Rattlewurm, Bridge the Multiverse, and even sneaky Virtue of Persistence that can get back those Rattlewurms if you didn't exile them. So yeah, deck does a little bit of everything. I think it's a cool build that feels very fresh, completely different than the Golgari we were playing before, and yeah, future is looking bright for Golgari, especially that we can, you know, even now defeat mono-red decks. So that's like a little bit of a test for the deck right now. The only difference, I think, after playing with this deck is Bridge the Multiverse was nice, but it's super expensive, so, you know, that's always a decision. But maybe we should go 3 robbers and 4 cornucopias. I think 4th cornucopia is insanely important, especially that even if you have multiples, they work together extremely well. You have seen in one of the games, like you can use one to ramp into second one, to ramp into next one, and suddenly you untap and you have so much mana, so much life gain, that it also allows you to ignore your opponent for a single turn, cast this 8 mana robbery, and play from there, and life gaining every single turn again. So a very good addition. I think we should go 4 here. So I hope you enjoyed it. Enough rambling for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and yeah, don't forget to like the video, it really helps the channel, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow.
With